Hey, Whitey. Hey, you know what time it is, people? It's Friday. Come on, sweetie. Okay, I promise to April, guys. It's new theme music. It's new theme music. I promise. But we gotta roll this out for the rest of Women's History Month. It's the last week of Women's History Month. Last Friday in Women's History Month, and I am here with you guys on episode 11 of the Black Girl Boss Chat. And I got the bomb, the one, the only PR guru, yogi, money and finance expert, original hot girl publicist. So she's one of the original fire starters. Yes, Dr. Nicole Garner Scott is in the building with Shari Mhango, one of her beauty partners, and we're going to talk about pivots and partnerships and everything that's going on with us. So as you guys know, we do everything live. So we're going to take Sweetie off of here. We're going to jump off to Spotify, and we're going to get into what is going on this week in hot topics in Black girl business. So how are you guys doing this week? I'm looking in the camera at our favorite. Thank you, StreamYard. No, you know we love a StreamYard, and I keep telling you, content creators, for the love of God, pay the extra tier so you can have your logo. I do this every week. See the logo on the kitchen cabinet? If I go like that, boom, champagne and melanin. As you can see, the TV is not on today with our favorite background. Reason being, the batteries in my remote went out, you guys. And I tried to do it on that Apple TV remote. That is the dumbest remote. First of all, Apple. Now, you guys know when I start reaching for my mug, I'm about to go with Apple. This little slippery ass remote you have given us with the Apple TV, it's too sensitive and it's too light. If you put it down, it runs away from the couch and disappears. I can never find this thing. It's not even heavy or friendly. Why can I not get into my Netflix or anything else on the bottom of my Samsung TV? It's a big old mess. So Apple, your remote, I love, your utilitarian and its clean lines, but it's not doing nothing for me. It needs to be heftier. You also need to have a voice activated Find My Apple remote, because that thing gets in the pillow cushions and it's a wrap. So no TV this week, guys. I got to get AA batteries for the Samsung remote so I can use the entire TV. So there's no glittery background, but that's okay because my shirt is glittery. As you know, it's 10% off merchandise the entire month of Women's History Month. I'm sorry, excuse me, a little belch right there. My trainer went crazy this morning and I was like, bruh, do I owe you money? So I've been trying to get my fluids together. But you know, it's 10% off the merchandise for the rest of Women's History Month. So I'm going to keep the party going for a few more days. Then it's back to regular pricing. But champagne and melanin, as you know, y'all with the mugs, one of y'all favorite mugs, and it's Friday. 8 shot won't count the no mug, because what we're not going to do is all of that stuff. And I have to tell you guys a funny story how someone tried it this week. And it really talks about knowing your worth and knowing your value. Something Dr. Nicole Garner Scott is very good on speaking on. So we're going to kind of bleed into that conversation. But you guys, how many times do we have to tell people now? And I'm looking at the camera, so you know about to get serious. How many times do we have to tell people that Black women-owned businesses do not run on exposure or helping us out? You know what we run on? We run on coins, okay? I don't understand how after all these years, even in 2021, I'm still having a conversation where someone thinks they're going to barter or get me exposure or help my business out. Bruh, can you Google me? Do I look like I need to be helped out? Don't need no help, bruh. The only thing I need is Chase Bank, Fidelity, People's Federal Trust Credit Union, Zelle, Cash App, Wave, FreshBooks Invoice. That's all you need to worry about. You know, and you kind of deciding, you know, what the value of my services are for my in-kind donation that I should be happy to do for you. Are you crazy? Bruh, my business manager already said until 2023, there's no in-kind bartering sponsorship of anything whatsoever. So if you Googled me like you should have and researched me, talking about, well, you're not the best in Houston. If I'm the best in Houston, then you compensate me for being the best, right? Right. So this is a conversation that not only are the PR chicks having, but other businesses are having. I think people seem to think that because of COVID or Corona, Black women businesses are just happy to just take anything to stay afloat. Trust me, we're floating and we're buoying. In fact, the prices are going up and the services are going down. All that running around for scattered money and this and the third, those days are over. The prices have gone up. And if you can't meet the price that we set, we're just walking away. There's no back and forth. There's no conversation. There's no we'll see or we'll let you know. No, we'll let you know we don't have to work with you. Trust me, that's what Corona has done. If you can't afford it, then don't reach out. It's okay. Y'all are like Metro at this point. One bus, 7 minutes. Here come another one. But please stop calling Black women service providers or product providers talking about exposure and helping our brands and all this other crap. Because the last time I checked, when I tried to pay my T-Mobile bill with exposure, after they stopped laughing, then they said, okay, we're going to do this payment arrangement or not. What we doing? So yeah, so to the person that called me this week, and I'm going to blast you in my Instagram stories after this fabulous Black Girl Boss Chat, episode 11 with your girl, Dr. Nicole Garner Scott, and her business partner, Shari Mhango, who I am butchering her name right now, but she will correct me. I'm going to definitely put that in my stories because the days of working for exposure and working for sponsorships and in-kind donations while you make a profit off tickets, those are over. Stop calling us. We're not working for free. Trust me, COVID wasn't bad for a lot of us. In fact, COVID has been very profitable for many of us. So on that note, ladies, know your value, know your worth, set your price, and walk away. If you don't get anything out of Women's History Month, get that nugget right there. And I've already started the hand clapping, so you know it's Friday. And I've been sipping on a little something. It's happy hour somewhere. We don't care, but we're going to get into this fabulous discussion because we have two speakers this week. Yes, I'm doing some things different. I'm adding on the format. You guys have been such a good audience of Black Girl Boss Chat. I'm getting so much feedback. I'm like, you know what? StreamYard allows you to do one-to-ones, which have been amazing. Now I have 2 speakers this week. Maybe next month I'll add on 3. We're going to keep testing this out and see how it goes. But the goal is to keep putting together amazing content, valuable content that you guys can use. I see you guys on stream. I see you guys on Facebook. I see you guys with the comments in the Instagram, and I know it's being watched, and I certainly appreciate all the support and all the love because getting these ladies on the line, giving up their time, even an hour out of their day, as you guys know, as bossy Black women and as Black women entrepreneurs, it is hard to find a minute out of our day, let alone an hour. So we're going to jump into the chat. After I do the church announcements, as always, guys, follow us on Instagram. Give us a follow. IG at Champagne and Melanin with your girl, Jules. If you need PR work done, PR consulting, anything on branding, CBD, social media, brand influencing, follow me at Julie O. Griffith on Instagram as well as Clubhouse. Again, if you are watching from the Facebook stream, hello, we are finally here. Follow us and give us a like on Champagne and Melanin, the public business page. Also, go ahead and grab some merchandise, 10% off until the end of Women's History Month. So 30 days of September, April, June, and November, all the rest of 31 until March 31st. Guys, that's the only way I can remember how many days are in the month. So 10% off. I'm trying to see what's going on in April to give you guys a discount. I don't know what's going on in April, what's relevant to women or Black people or business, but I'll figure something out and give you guys another discount. So until then, 10% off. Jump in and get your merchandise. If you have a question about Champagne and Melanin, the upcoming brunch, any partnerships that you want to do, definitely shoot me an email. hello@champagneandmelanin.co. That is hello@champagneandmelanin.co, not .com. Yes, it is .co. A lot of you guys know the story about the .com, but whole nother stream, whole nother time. Definitely follow me on Instagram and Clubhouse at Julie O. Griffith. I would love to hear from you guys. You know, we get it in Clubhouse. But like we had said last week, guys, I'm doing a lot less on Clubhouse now. That's a lot of talking, and I've seen the monetary value. You know, I picked up some great clients. But as business is really amping up, Clubhouse is a lot of arguing and a lot of shenanigans. Like I kept sliding into these Derek Jackson rooms the other day, and I'm like, listen, I wasn't even on Clubhouse. Why am I getting notified for this? So, y'all, your boy Derek Jackson, that's PR Nightmare 101. But again, whole nother stream, whole nother time. If you need anything else done in PR, visit me at julieogriffith.com. And also, if you need a consultation, book a 15-minute call with me before you pay a crazy retainer to anyone and really figure out what your business is trying to do. So, church announcements are done. My tip of the week is what? Yes, definitely, ladies, know your worth. Please know your worth. Why is that hiding? You guys, you know we do everything. Why is it saying book a call? Hold on one second. I want to take that off there. Hello, we love StreamYard. This is why we do everything live. I don't want to book a call. I don't want to shop. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here it is. We don't want to show that. We want to hide that. Boom. And there we go. So definitely that's my tip of the week. Know your value and know your worth. It was kind of disheartening to have that conversation, but it is what it is. Day in the life of a Black woman entrepreneur. We still get those calls. I'm sure that the ladies that are coming up will definitely have something to say about that, working for free, working for exposure. I'm pretty sure Dr. Nicole Garner Scott has some hilarious stories that she can relate to. And on that note, I am going to bring them in. So buckle your seatbelts, guys. You are watching episode 11 of A Black Girl Boss Chat with your girl, Jules. This week, we are talking about PR, partnerships, and the power of a fabulous pivot, which both of these ladies have done during COVID. So without further ado, we don't do the long bio. We let them jump in, give them your bio, and let them talk about themselves. I'm introducing Dr. Nicole Garner Scott and Shari Mhango, who's going to correct me out of the green room. First time ever, guys. 2 speakers at once. Let's see if Chrome will let us be great today. Okay? You guys are going to count them in 5, 4, 3. So we stop counting because here they come. Okay? All right. We have Dr. Nicole Garner Scott, and we have, Shari Mhango. Shari, hello, ladies. How are you?
We're doing good. How are you?
I am awesome. Thank you so much for doing all the sound checks. Thank you so much for doing all the little things behind the background that we need to get done. Nicole knows, it's a whole process. People don't know what we go through to go live, but we are here. You guys are breaking history because you are the first time ever. I have 2 amazing, fabulous speakers at one time. You look fabulous on my end from the StreamYard. It all looks good. So I can see both of you. Your names look fabulous. Everything looks great. Shari, you have a little crown on your head from the logo, so it looks great. I'm super excited. So Dr. Garner Scott, if you want to jump in and introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, what you do, how we know each other, and what makes you an amazing Black women entrepreneur.
Well, first off, Julie, thank you so much for having us on. I love the name Champagne and Melanin. It was so timely and so on point. So when you launched that brand, I was like, yes, let me be of service to you in any way possible, because I'm all for normalizing luxury, Black women normalizing just having those moments where you can toast and you can celebrate and you can sip your champagne for no other reason than you're alive and you're happy. So I am completely for that, Julie. So hello to everyone. I'm Dr. Nicole Garner Scott. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Some of you might be able to relate to that. You have multiple passions and multiple ways that brings you in multiple streams of income. But I also have multiple streams of peace. So it all works together for as high as good. Me and Julie met in the PR space. So my PR agency, the Garner Circle PR, we just celebrated 15 years in December. It's been quite a long journey. Right now, our focus is dealing with corporations. We handle a lot of diversity and inclusion communications and a lot of global expansion for our companies. So just like Julie said, there's a lot of people doing well during the pandemic. There's a lot of Black people doing well during the pandemic, and we're here to help amplify and celebrate a lot of that. I also have a financial coaching company, Amount Financial, and we do financial wellness programs for corporations, but we also are just really big on working to close the racial wealth gap, helping Black women just make sure that they can change their money story and change whatever relationship they have with their finances to create legacies worth leaving, legacies that really build generational wealth. And then I'm here today because me and my business partner, Shari Mhango, we're talking about Cosmetic Circus. It's a behind the scenes company for us. We started in 2014, but through the pandemic, we've been able to generate a lot more opportunities with that venture as well. So yes, that's what brings us here today. So go ahead, Shari.
So hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here. This is actually my first virtual, chat. Nicole has to push me. I'm a very kind of laid back person, but my name is Shari Mhango. I am native Atlantan. I am in the transportation, logistics, warehousing space. That is my main business. I'm also in the CBD space, for the brick and mortar side. I have e-commerce brands as well. So my background has always been in like operations and supply chain, seeing products from start to finish into consumer hands. So I'm happy to be here and share any information that I have and as well get information from you guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm happy to have you. And, listen, you are no longer a streaming content virgin. We have broken the mold, as we often do here, Champagne and Melanin, first for everything. Yes, and I know Nicole pissed you because we are PR people, and we love to be like, girl, you got to do it, girl. Get it right. Because trust me, we have both been in the industry, both coming up on 15 years. So we are greasing the wheel. Like, I am not all this forefront and content creation and stuff. And Nicole and I know we are in the back of the bus, and I'm talking about the way the back of the bus. Like, I don't want to know nothing. You just in the forefront. I'm back here driving and steering. So all of this in the last couple of years are putting ourselves out there and seeing Nicole doing all this front facing, and she sees all the stuff I'm doing. She knows and I know we understand each other because this is very new for us being long-term publicists, because your role is to get in the back. So, Shari, welcome. We're all going to cut our teeth together. I'm glad I'm generating a first piece of content for you that you can now go use and shop and market, and you can see yourself on video. I often critique myself, like I talk with my hands. Oh, guys, I got my nails done. So I talk with my hands. I go through all types of stuff, but trust me, it's like riding a bike. Once you get in your rhythm, you'll love to do these. So, jumping into the questions, I'm super excited. People are jumping in and sending some questions. So I definitely want to start with Nicole. So tell us about being a Black entrepreneur. Now, you for me, this is kind of like, I already know what you're going to say, but my audience that follows you, and a lot of people know you from so many different facets, from the yoga to now Amount Financial, which is amazing that we have to talk about. But I want to start with your roots as a Black woman entrepreneur and how all of that came about.
Okay, you want the short version, or
I want the kind of condensed version because I know the full version, but give me the I am on stage version. Yes.
Okay, I'll break it down to the 2-minute version. Entrepreneurship started for me as a child. I definitely was like the candy lady in the neighborhood, the running businesses with my toys, all those different things. Like I was bit with the bug very early in life. My father is very frugal. And so early on, I learned I did not enjoy asking him for money, because it always was like, what do you want to do with it? How much do you need? Do you really need that much? And I was like, you know what? I got to figure this out on my own. And so that started entrepreneurship for me. As I got older, my parents realized that was really synonymous just with my personality and who I was. So I thank them for guiding me in the right way. And I tell other people, for the younger people in your lives, your children, your nieces, your nephews, your neighbors, whoever, if you see entrepreneurship in them, start to get them on a path to success, because it can go left very quickly, right? Like once you start wanting your own money and figuring out how to get your own money, there's enough distraction in the world that can lead you astray. So it's very critical to put those children and put our youth in the right space. My parents did that for me. I went to college knowing I wanted to be an entrepreneur. That was the reason I went to college, just to learn business. I never saw anything outside of that. So it definitely stuck with me very early in life. And I started my business, my PR firm, my last year of college. So it's funny, the voicemail I had years back, 15, 16 years ago, is the same voicemail I have now. It's you reached the desk of Nicole Garner. It was Nicole Garner, now it's Nicole Garner Scott. But being in college, my friends would call like, you don't have a business. This is ridiculous. What are you doing? And now they're like, oh my gosh, you saw it back then and you manifested it. And I strongly believe in manifestation. And I saw all of this as a young girl because I didn't see why not, right? I just didn't see reasons why I couldn't get to that space if I wanted it enough. I knew I had to work for it, and I knew there was a lot I didn't know. And I definitely went through my hardships, fair share of hardships.
Yeah.
But I did not think I couldn't have it. And so yeah, that's what that's what brought me to today.
And what's funny, Nicole, after this in the Champagne and Melanin feed, I'm gonna post one of our photos when you came to Houston. Remember, I partnered with you and I helped you with the black sheen girl. What was it? African Pride.
African Pride. Yes.
Yes, guys, her firm, she had the North American account, and she and I knew each other from the internet, but I was boots on the ground in Houston. And we have this photo, so I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put up how we met, how it started, how it's going.
Oh yeah, how it started.
How it started, so people know this is 10 plus years I've known her. I'm talking about sitting on in PR. But that was one of my favorite pictures to show where we were and how we are now, girl. You were gonna scream when you have it, girl.
You have that photo though. I was trying to find it leading up to this, so I'm gonna grab that photo and save it in my memories box. I'm glad.
Yeah, that African Pride photo. I'm gonna send it to you because we were like, girl, we were letting the people have it, honey.
Yes. I was during that time in my life, I was living on a plane. So the pandemic was very interesting to sit it all the way down for a while. But yes, that was good.
Definitely. I will definitely bring up that memory now that I have your permission so people can see, like, listen, this is the long, we are about the long game. No, there's no quickies. This is the long game. So absolutely. So thank you so much for that bio. Miss Shari, now how do I pronounce your last name, my dear?
It's Mhango.
Mhango. So I was saying it right, guys. You guys, this is Shari Mhango. She's going to do her quick bio right now.
Yeah. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurship was embedded in me in a really young age. I got my start. A friend of mine, she's a mentor. She invited me to China with her back in 2006. And that was the start for me. I was able to really get on the ground and learn international business, how to conduct international business, how to source product, how to put your packaging together, how to logistically ship it here, warehouse it, distribute it. So my first venture was a shoe line in the fashion world. And I started it in the midst of the first economic crash. Me and Nicole have been friends since we've been 2 years old. We were neighbors. We had pictures when we were little girls. So we are family at this point. But Nicole was handling the PR. We were in New York, we were in LA, we were moving, trying to push the brand. And at that time, this was before social media. Yeah. So we were doing trade shows and selling directly to brick and mortar. And the economic crash happened. I had a warehouse full of shoes that I had to liquidate. But I learned so much from that. And then, so from there, I segued into beauty. Hair, makeup, nail products, shipping them, here to the States, distributing. And thereafter that, Nicole and I opened Ultraviolet Nail Lounge. And we had that venture for about 3 years and we sold it. And during that time also, my husband has been in transportation for 25 years. So I really wanted to try something different. And so I left kind of out of the beauty fashion world in a sense from operating, one into going into transportation, which I love. And so in transportation, warehousing, and logistics, and actually everything that, my mistakes and lessons that I learned translated over. And so I'm able to use those skills into my new, venture, my new career venture that, I've been doing for 6 years, still new because I come from beauty and fashion, right? So, I handle trucking, logistics, warehousing, shipping goods for customers from my warehouse. So that's my business, journey story. I also am in the CBD space. I co-own a brick and mortar CBD store. And I am in the real estate, I do a little real estate, do a little stocks here and there. So, you really have to, in this day and time, it's just not, back in the day, we could just do one thing. It's not that anymore. You have to really be multifaceted. And also it just, it's good for networking. And also for me, it's at this point, it's about what opportunities and resources can I provide and help others with, And so, that's my story.
That's good.
No, I love it. And I definitely want to get into the multiple streams of income and add it on platforms. And going back to Dr. Scott, who I think has had, I don't know why I'm calling this woman Dr. Scott, y'all. That's damn Nicole. I'm trying to be all formal. That's Nicole, Dr. Scott. Who is that? I don't know who that is, y'all. But I really love the fact I'm sitting here trying to be all proper. She knows me. That's not going to happen. Shari, what you said about trucking. That's such a big thing in Houston right now. I have some great trucking girls I want to connect you with. J Rich Trucking Real Estate. Between Dallas and Houston, Black women in that trucking area, I don't know what's going on, but it has been a phenomenal. So I'm definitely, when we get offline, I want to do some connections with you because you are in Atlanta or Miami. Where are you?
In Atlanta.
Yeah, I want to do some connections with that. That's a big thing that's going on here in Houston between Dallas and Houston. It's just money hand over foot. So I think that will be a kind of a good network for you. So going back to Nicole, let's jump in really, as Shari said, discussing kind of multiple streams of income and making those pivots into not only doing one thing. You and I, of course, are known as the PR and publicist girls, but I've been watching Amount Financial, I've been watching the Yogi, I've been watching all the stuff that you've been doing, the book coming out, and I definitely want to talk to you offline about that, about Joan and whatever the publisher is, whole other conversation. Okay. But you've got an amazing pivot into multiple streams of income, which is where many Black women, I think, should go, all the way from keeping that W-2. Keeping that W-2, y'all. Corporators, I'm talking to you on a Friday as we're sitting here kicking it and you're still in the office. Keep that W-2 to other stuff that you're doing. So let's talk about multiple streams of income and why that's important, but not just your generational wealth, but for the business wealth for Black women.
So when it comes to multiple streams of income, I like to give people a better context of my journey too. I did not start off with all these different businesses. The Garner Circle, which is my introduction to entrepreneurship, is 15 years old. And I didn't start some of my other businesses until I got to like year 10 or 11 with the Garner Circle. What was really important to me is that I understood business very thoroughly, that I understood how to run a business outside of just my skill set. And that I got a really good understanding of what my strengths and weaknesses were. It was just a lot of development I had to do for quite a few years. And so even when I talk to like some of my mentees and whatnot, and they have all these ideas up front, I'm like, there's some basic skill sets that you have to perfect before you open up all the different streams of revenue. And then also too, I think that when people see the different things I'm doing, they're interconnected in some way on the back end. I think sometimes we feel like multiple streams of revenue means you have to have 7 different companies and like you're running around with your head, like a chicken with your head cut off and doing all these different things. I connect a lot of those things in the back end and make them count in that type of way. So I'll just look at where am I leaving money at the table in this space and what resources do I have so I can get the whole check. Like the whole check instead of just a piece of the check. And that's how I, have developed some of my ideas too. So having my systems in place, having operations in place, understanding the beauty of delegation, understanding the beauty of having virtual assistants. Like me and Shari, 2 of my virtual assistants are in Africa. I think Shari has some global virtual assistants, and we hire women all over the globe. I know a lot of people use virtual assistants from the Philippines because of the pricing, whatever works for you. I love helping women who, that this money that I'm giving can help their lives in some type of way. So I'm very intentional about that with people that I put on my team in that way. But having all those things in place so that the excellence is never compromised, because you can get to a point where you have so much going on that you can't hit a mark of excellence because you're too thin. And so I really got to a space of understanding delegation, understanding teams, understanding what is my zone of genius and what is not. And then also really get into a space of some of the things that got me to where I am no longer serve me, right? Like, I was doing in the beginning.
You have your mugs, you have your cups.
Some of the things I was doing in the beginning of business. So like when yes, let me get back to
You froze, Nicole. You frozen real quick.
oh, okay. Am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen. We can hear you, but you're totally frozen. Hold on. I'm going to pop you in here. Then I'm going to add you back.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I'm adding you back. Okay, now your screen is gone. Can you talk real quick?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can totally hear you, but you're totally frozen. Oh, let me drop you back in.
Still frozen. Okay, I'm gonna leave the studio and just pop back in really quickly.
Okay, perfect. So Shari, picking up on that, multiple streams of income, what we're doing, why for you is it important, and what is your message for that?
In regards to like multiple streams of income?
Yes, definitely for Black women, because I know you have a husband and everything else, but for the single girls out here still, it's like, hey, what is serving you, and are you just doing too much, trying to be a jack of all trades, master of none?
Yeah, you definitely, you have to choose what, you can't be doing everything. You got to choose, have your top picks and be good at those, like Nicole tapped on that. Like people spread their stuff so thin, their hands are in so many different pots that their 3 pots can't really brew success, because they are all over the place. I think that, and it takes time. It takes time. We're in this society of overnight success, microwave success, and that's just unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Just go at your own pace, set your goals, your small wins, and just do the best you can. And also, with having multiple streams of income, again, just really focusing on the ones that make the most sense,
Yes.
that's going to generate the most income for you.
Yes.
And it's very important. You can't do any of that without a team. You can't. It's just impossible. That's something that I had to learn. I was used to be really huge. I'm like, I have to do it all. I have to do it all. And I was just running myself forever, So yeah, teamwork.
Absolutely. I love what you said. And Nicole, she paused on a good note because I want to keep going on this. So if we can just get all of our glasses and cheers to no longer doing things that don't serve you. So go towards the camera. Cheers, ladies. Happy Friday. Yes.
I think my camera froze again, but I think you guys can still hear me though.
Yeah, we can totally hear you because you're giving us resting bitch face right now. You're looking at us like,
definitely. I don't know why it keeps freezing, but StreamYard has its own ways sometimes.
Yes, no, we can totally see you. You look fabulous. I'm gonna remove and then add you and see if that will help. And it's freezing again.
Okay. Well, I'm before I'll try to restart it again, but I wanted to add one little note to
yes, please,
to where we were ending. And so I was saying, when I first met you, Julie, years back, that's when I felt like that's when I was operating in do it all yourself mode, right? Like I was flying out, I was handling logistics, I was handling details, I was the creative, I was acting as talent on top of that. I was, just doing all those different things, and that will totally lead to burnout, and I know people glorify this space of, I do it all. I'm the janitor all the way to the CEO. But once you get to growth and scale with your company, that mindset doesn't serve you anymore. Like you do not see a CEO or a founder of a large, established, globally growing company that does it all themselves, right? Because your time is worth too much. And where your time is really worth is where you're operating in your zone of genius, where your thought process is what people are paying for, not for you to go do the graphics. Somebody else can, do those pieces. So I definitely wanted to just add that through these multiple streams of income and all these different things that people are doing, which I applaud. And I honestly feel like you need multiple streams to be able to reach a level for your family. that you just do it in a smarter and not harder way. Even when me and Shari have come to the development of Cosmetic Circus, is because we already had some things in place that can make it an easy business venture for us to do. So so it made sense, and it was authentic to who we already are. Like both of us are very much beauty girls. You met me in the PR beauty space. But it made sense. It's things that we're naturally doing. We're not having to necessarily spend hours of time outside of what we're naturally doing because it was already authentic to who we were.
Exactly. I'm trying to get this Cosmetic Circus to scroll across the bottom here.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna pop back in.
Absolutely, definitely. And Shari, I definitely want to talk to you about Cosmetic Circus. That's a great segue. So now that we've got that going, everyone follow on Instagram Cosmetic Circus. Tell us a little bit about that business, how you became partners, and how is it working with someone that you've known like since childhood?
Yeah, no. So well, I'll answer the first question. So Cosmetic Circus we started it back in 2015, and we saw like a void in the beauty space for beauty entrepreneurs to really like develop a good product and get market. You know, they were having trouble sourcing. Their factories were taking their money and shutting down, and just all these horror stories. So that really like sparked in us. Nicole, we did a China trip in like 2016, 2017. We made a lot of great connections. And so from there,
I want to add to that too, Shari. So Shari had the expertise of dealing in the market of China, really just doing global overall. And I had the expertise of seeing all these amazing Black women come up with these beautiful beauty products that no one knew about. So we were already both organically operating in our spaces, right? And so we saw that these businesses did not know how to go to China and navigate. And that is not something for the novice. You will get taken advantage of. And me and Shar, we call it like the Black girl tax, where they see Black women coming and they're like, oh yeah, 10 times whatever the amount is. Like it gets very, very tricky very quickly. Just when you're operating in foreign markets. And then also just on my end, it was like, they put the time and the money into working with chemists and lab developments and all these different things just to hit the market with a dud because no one knew about it. And so that's what we came up with Cosmetic Circus. So we have our own products under Cosmetic Circus. So that's when we had like the nail lounge, other things. We're coming out with the products for targeting mothers of color called Calm Mom. And so that's at Be a Calm Mom for those of you who are just looking for ways to relax more in your motherhood and to show up more fully in that space. But then we also work with coaching other brands in that space too. So yeah, just like what Shari was saying, we were naturally already in that space. She has so many people on the ground in China that can act as a conduit for business development. And then I understood how to let the world know about what it is that you're working on.
Awesome. And you just covered literally the power of partnership, which all three of us can agree. We were probably looking at it in 2019, but 2020, I think for a lot of us really peeled the layer off with Ms. Rona, with COVID, with kind of like, figuring out, like Nicole said, you can go far by yourself, especially when you're good at what you do, but you can go so much further with a partner and a team and additional resources, guys. We all have very little shoulders. You don't have to do it all alone. So definitely, I love how you covered that power of the pivot, how you guys partner with her strength in China, your strength here, boots on the ground, North America, and how it's just kind of like a natural fusion with you guys. So what is the future of Cosmetic Circus and where can we see it going?
Yeah, so definitely between the two of us in that consultation space, we'll continue doing that. We've done that, for years, and we'll continue doing that. What we just find to be so disheartening, and now most people know, is you can waste a lot of money in the beauty space without direction, right? And you can waste a lot of time and energy, blood, sweat, and tears because there's not a lot of ethical people in the beauty space or the wellness space overall. You can get on Alibaba and do your thing, and that warehouse or wherever you're getting stuff from won't exist.
AliExpress, girl.
Yeah, won't exist
AliExpress
today.
is like a graveyard for many of the small business owner.
Right. Or you can even when we had our nail salon and other things, it would be so interesting to get our products, and we could never get our products at the price that our counterparts were getting the products for. So that's why we had to fly straight to China and go to the source, because we just refused to pay the additional Black girl tax that was being put on everything. So so definitely in our spaces, we're just here to really help that along. And then with the products that we're coming out with ourselves, we want to continue offering wellness options for Black women, because that's just something that these are products that we love on our own. These are products we use on our own. These are products that just bring ease into our own lives. And so when we see an opportunity and it's missing from the conversation of Black women, we want to help bring that in too.
Absolutely. Well, I love it. Shari, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, so with the future of Cosmetic Circus, we're definitely just, want to collaborate with young beauty entrepreneurs that are just getting their start, so that they're not making the same mistakes, that we've made or seen others make, and really just develop dope brands, to assist in developing really dope brands and putting that product into market, the strategic right way. I think this next generation of Black women are gonna be the bomb, and want to support and elevate them in any way that I can, Nicole and I collectively can. So yeah, that's our focus with Cosmetic Circus.
So if you're a Black beauty girl right now, kind of watching this segment of the show, the best way to get a product in front of you guys, like, hey, review my product, or I kind of want to get this to market, is it to follow you on Instagram and jump into your DM? What's the best way to get my product into Cosmetic Circus?
Yeah, you can email us at cosmeticcircusllc@gmail.com. You can follow at Cosmetic Circus. So we don't take on a lot of clients at one time because we're very hands-on with a lot of things that we do. But by all means, if it falls into our wheelhouse, then, we would love to have a future conversation. And even if you're just interested in getting into the beauty space in another way, we'd love to talk to you about our products and things as well. So it's just so many conversations that can be had, so much synergy that can be connected, and just continuously leveling the playing field and turning things into our direction is just what we're really passionate about.
I love it. And I really think that a lot of, Cosmetic Circus LLC at gmail.com. Ladies, if you will listen right now to this segment and you might have a Black girl fabulous beauty brand, reach out to these two ladies, around the strategy, the branding, how to break it to market, ins and outs. They're looking for new projects. They're not going to take on everyone, but if you spark some interest, it's always great to have a conversation. So I love that, ladies. So just jumping in really quick, and I'm being cognizant of you guys' time because this conversation is so good. I want to keep going. Let's definitely talk about generational wealth. We're going to hit all the businesses today, guys. Amount Financial. Dr. Nicole, now I can call her Dr. Nicole Garner Scott. Dr. Scott, I know you can go forever about Amount Financial, but I need you to condense it for me, for the people. Let the people know what you're doing and how that's been another amazing pivot from your business.
Yes. So, and Shari can talk to this too, because she's definitely what I call a wealth partner. And I always encourage Black women to have wealth partners. Like when you get together with your girlfriends, can you talk about a great stock option that you just bought into? Can you talk about What's an investment that you need to share? Me and Shar, we'll kiki. I mean, we've known each other since little girls, so we're gonna kiki and have our moment. But then it's like, girl, have you heard about this investment? Let's get together on this. Let's talk about that. Are you, establishing this? This is a even better accountant that I found that's more holistic in how they present things. This is, someone to help you with this part of your business or your evaluation. Like, we're always able to have those conversations with each other. And that comes with a level of trust. And it also comes with a level of not feeling judged. And I feel like it's just really important to have those people around you who aren't judging you, who aren't trying to be in your pockets or anything like that. But they're like, listen, I got the tea on business stuff. Like, I got the tea on wealth building stuff. Let's talk to that. And so, yeah, we always help each other in that space. So I just feel like that's important overall. And then the businesses that we build them with generational wealth in mind. Like, how can we pass this on to family members? How can we bring family members into the fold of what we're doing? Some of our ventures, our husbands are very much involved as well. Shari's daughter, who's a teenager now, I've known her since she was a baby, who's a teenager now. We get her involved in things. My son, as soon as he's ready, it's gonna be a job waiting for him, So
listen, I already know you're gonna have him working. That baby's gonna earn his keep.
Very quickly. So we infuse. I like to call it living in the gray, right? Like, you can do business with your friends. You can do business with your family members. It just has to all have a respect level there from the beginning. Me and Shari highly respect each other. A lot of times, people are saying their friends don't pay them or those things. We've known each other since 2. If Shari has a fee to something that I need from her, I'm never like, hey girl, like, I've known you since little, are you going to charge me? It's easy, and vice versa. So we always respect each other in that way. And always bring that into space. But I don't know, Shari, did you want to talk to working together?
Yeah. And I also think when you're collaborating with friends or, just a business partner, it's so important everyone needs to define their strength and their weakness. And then whatever your weakness is, your partner needs to be stronger in. And I think that's what the great synergy with Nicole and I and why and how and why it works. It's no egos involved. It's like, hey, you focus on this, I focus on this, and we execute and get it done, and it works. And as far as with generational wealth, unfortunately, our parents and things don't know certain things that we know now, and so it's just so important for us to take the knowledge and use it to our benefit to help the next generation. Starting a Roth IRA right out of high school, not wait, if you can't, even if you're putting just a little, bit of money into it, but it makes a difference,
Yeah.
It does.
Time is your biggest friend when it comes to generational wealth. I'll add a few more tips to that really quickly, just generational wealth.
Yeah.
So we talk about multiple streams of revenue. People don't always think about stocks and investments could be one of your streams of revenue. There's not enough hours in the day to make the money that you need for retirement or to even think about leaving money for the next generation. If you're only concentrating on 9 to 5 and what you can produce during that time, your money has to make money for you. You have to make money while you're sleeping. You have to make money that can stand the test of time. Just a lot of those different things. So definitely when you think of multiple streams of revenue, think about investments, think about other places you're putting your money. Definitely building willable businesses, meaning all these entrepreneurs, if you were to pass away, and the pandemic has brought that out in so many ways, so many people thought they had more time. I've experienced loss in my family, and I pray for anybody else who's experienced loss during this time. But if something was to happen to you, how can you pass your business down, right? How are you making sure that your kids or your nieces, nephews, cousins, spouse, that they get more than just an Instagram account? And so when we think of generational wealth, building out businesses that can be passed down, or at least the benefits of that business being passed down. Just like what Shari says, an IRA. So like me and my husband, we got a custodial IRA for my son. Things like that are just very important. Or, setting up a 529 account for your child if you feel like they're going to go to college. I was telling my husband, like, my son is 50% entrepreneur, which is me, and 50% corporate America, which is him. So we don't know, what college is going to look like. And so we went with the IRA because just, him being around me, who knows what's going to rub off.
Hey, I already know. But I'm not, listen, my lips are sealed.
Right. We don't know what's going to rub off. So we'll see that. Also integrating your children and your family into your financial talks and financial literacy throughout life. Many of us grew up in households where when it was the money talk, it meant for the kids to get out the room, or if
Dang it, you're frozen again. How? Oh, Shari,
she'll probably
she was a good clip.
Yeah, that was like we were right in there.
But yes, with the money talk, let me see if I can pop her out, then pop her back in. See if we can at least hear her. Mm-hmm. Dr. Scott, are you there? Oh, she popped back in. Okay. Nope, it's frozen. Frozen. Let's see. Chrome is none of our friends today, Shari. I had problems also, so trust me. I understand.
It took me a minute to.
But definitely, as she was saying, though, having things like, a custodial IRA, currently I don't have any children, but, rebuilding my my Roth IRA, rebuilding my Fidelity investments is so funny. We were talking about dating the other night, a couple of girlfriends, we were at dinner talking about dating. And just like Dr. Scott said, it reminded me to give them a stock tip because I had went ahead and bought 10 shares of Bumble on the IPO. So as we were talking about BLK, which is that new Black online dating app, and Match and eHarmony, just like Nicole said, we got onto Bumble, and I didn't think about dating. The first thing I thought about was like, guys, I bought 10 shares of Bumble. First, Caucasian female self-made billionaire, and I'm already making money on these Bumble stock. They were like, Bumble has stock? I'm like, girl, yes. We were on our apps buying stock at dinner. Not talking about dating. So Nicole made a really good point. You got to have those conversations and have a circle of friend around you where you could go from girl, talking about Derrick Jackson, to we buying Bumble stock. So yeah.
Right. So think about all the things during the pandemic, like Peloton stock went through the roof. Mm-hmm. I mean, of course you could think of all the main things, but think about what's increasing, what will have the trend to really blossom that you might not be thinking of. So that's really good. I might go explore Bumble in just a second. I'm about to pull that up.
Listen, girl, go ahead and jump on. It's BMBX or BMBL. I'll send you a screenshot from my Fidelity because I surely was like, listen, what are the white women doing? Okay, I need to do that. So yes.
And let's not forget the Black women too, because Black women are winning right now. They are. Of Black women who have stepped out into this space of talking financials, making financial moves, and
raising capital.
Yes,
competitions, A rounding, Series A, Series B, Series C, stuff that we never used to talk about, or more importantly, have access to. Now the floodgates are open. So like we were saying, Corona, I'm always thinking to myself, what were we doing pre-Corona? Like, if we were living like this, with even 1/8 of the energy that we've had post pre-Corona, it would be crazy. I know things are supposed to happen when they are, but I'm always thinking to myself, how hard did I really work before Corona, or what access did I really have? Because I thought I was zipping and zooing, but evidently I was not. So how do you guys feel about that?
Pre-Corona.
I will go with you.
You know what? For me, I slowed down a little bit You know, I mean, I actually needed a mental kind of just slow down, because I go on the go on the go on the go, and me and Nicole just had this conversation. Like I was drained, you know. So for me, it was a good time. I was able to reset, recharge, and I think 2021 now, you know, I'm, you know, like, let's go. You know, now it's time to go. I just had to take a little 6 month, you know, just a little break, a little bit, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I for me, it was I saw how much time I was wasting outside of the house. So it was definitely a great chance to put things back in perspective. A lot of my clients, they always wanted to meet in person. That's why I'd be on planes so much. And now, you know, it's so much more of an efficient meeting on Zoom or in digital space. I'm hoping that stays. You know, I still love my traveling, but I'm hoping a lot of that wasted time. There was a meme that came out that said, "I can't believe I literally used to leave my house every day, 5 days a week. That seems a bit extensive." And I'm like, yes, it does. Like it doesn't require, you know, all of that. And if you're in a space in life where you still are doing that, if that's not your goal for the long term, at least you can look at what's happening now and figure out which industries support the type of life you really want, right? Like which industries support you being able to split your time with working from home or having a hybrid lifestyle, or, you know, so many of those different things, because a lot of companies just bring you in the office so that they can micromanage you, not so that you can produce at your best, or, you know, increase in what it is that you're doing. Is just so somebody can breathe over you to make sure you're doing that. But at this point now, almost all companies' numbers have been better with people working from home. And I really, especially for women, like that work-life balance, you know, it's such a good thing where I can do one of these type of talks and then walk downstairs and get my son, and we go outside and play instead of
play.
Yeah.
And I want you to, you know, realizing me, I haven't worked from home, you know, for majority of the career, you know, that I've had. You know, for me, the work, to your point, how much time I spent at my co-working space, how much time I spent at 3 to 5 events, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like you said, the time outside of the house, where it's like, you know, I could have, now my productivity levels are through the roof. My prices are higher. My client load is lower. But like just my equilibrium and my balance is meeting exactly where I needed to meet. So for me, like Shari said, that great reset, that great slowdown, I found that I'm more of an extroverted introvert. Like I love being around people. Then I don't have to see anyone for like 10 days to 2 weeks. I could really not see one person and be completely fine with that. You know, before Corona, who knew? So like Shari said, and like you said, Nicole, it's been a great reset, I think, for a lot of us, not only internally, but externally, to see the time we waste, efficiency, and how we can do more with so much less, but getting more of our time back, getting back to that center. So I'm really, as a woman, as an entrepreneur, I'm super appreciative for that.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we're going to stop wrapping this up. This is so good. You guys are going to have to come back, because literally there's like a whole other hour's worth of work, but we got to keep it to an hour. So you guys have to promise to come back later on in the year, because I want to get all the juice, all the stuff. Shari, we got to talk about your CBD business. Dr. Nicole Garner Scott, I want to talk about the book. You already know I'm going to get on you about that. So inspirational advice for 2021. What can you tell my viewers right now, as business women, as moms, as amazing wives, as great balances? Shari, I'm going to go with you because I want Nicole to wrap. What is one inspirational piece of advice you can give my audience?
I would say take your time and know yourself. And once you really know yourself, you can make better decisions. You can set better goals. And, you know,
Sharif.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can't.
I'm not, you can hear me? Yes.
So, okay.
And, you know, just knowing yourself and believing in yourself, and, you know, just taking your time, you know, and in the midst of that, you know, be willing and open to give so that you can receive. You know, give information, give, you know, whatever resources you can, because it all comes back. in some type of way. So that would be my,
I love that you said that. That's one of my favorite phrases with the giving. It all comes back. I always say, kick the can down the road. Like I don't, when you put it out there, don't think about it. Just release the information. You'd be surprised the way the universe kind of lines things up. And then you're like, maybe a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later, like, universe, I like what you did there. I remember that. So that's a great piece of advice. Dr. Nicole Garner Scott, wrap us up and give the ladies a piece of inspiration from you that we could use in 2021.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Shari was saying and just really having abundance mindset. I think many of us operate in a scarcity mindset, which is why people hold on to their contacts, they hold on to their money, they hold on to whatever resource they have, because they feel like blessings are around. But if you have abundance mindset, you know that the more you give, the more there is to give. The more that you use that abundance muscle, the more that you expand and share on those resources, whatever it may be that you have, the more it'll continue to grow. And that is something that should help me stay in business this long. That businesses come and go and close and all those different things. But I've never had to worry about that because I've never stopped giving. I've tapped into abundance mindset long ago. And I'll just say one last thing too is really take time to develop your why. I think that's why we had to get quiet last year in 2020. I feel like the pandemic was a mental shift for so many of us because we had to get really clear on the why. There was a lot of superficial things that people were using to define themselves, the titles that you were using to define yourselves, the monetary gains that you were looking to define yourself. And when a lot of that went away, it was like, okay, who am I now? What am I now? And so if you get really clear on the why, what is your real purpose? Why are you really doing this? What does this say, to you and to your family and to your bloodline? I feel like once you really develop that why, it just makes this journey so much more crystal clear and gives you so much more breath.
I totally agree with that. And I love what you have said, again, about that great reset and really figuring out what your why is, why you do what we do, why we're here. And, more importantly, how we were operating pre-COVID versus post-COVID. So I absolutely love it. This has been amazing. Are you two going to promise to come back? I'm going to get it on tape.
Yes, we sure will.
Definitely. We want to hear way more about Cosmetic Circus. I want to hear more about CBD and pivoting and beauty from Shari. And we got to talk about the book. I want to talk way more about Amount Financial. That is a conversation that I want to keep expanding on my platform. Champagne and Melanin, my audience loves this stuff. So using my platform to push your platform, Nicole, you and we've worked together for so long. And I know Shari knows you as a friend and a business partner also. We all work together on this. But this financial message is something that I want to push out. And if I can get someone like you to do it with your platform, then we could use Champagne and Melanin to your heart's content. So when you guys come back, we will be talking about the money. Guys, this has been episode 11 of A Black Girl Boss Chat with your girl, Jules. We are talking with the fabulous, amazing Dr. Nicole Garner Scott, PR guru, one of the original hot girls. You don't know a hot girl publicist until you know Nicole Garner Scott and all the shenanigans we've been through. And our newest friend, Shari Mhango. How do I pronounce your last name?
Mhango.
Shari Mhango, beauty and CBD expert, who will be coming back to talk more about Cosmetic Circus. Don't forget to hit them up in that Gmail. If you have any more questions, of course, all the information and contact stuff will be in the YouTube when this goes live. Everybody in Facebook land, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to put these ladies in the green room, and then I'm going to do my wrap. And then definitely, I can't wait to get you guys feedback for next week and what we'll be doing in April. So guys, give me 1 second. Let me drop these ladies back into the green room. Ladies, thank you so much. Love you guys. Peace and blessings. And have a great weekend. Don't go anywhere. We'll drop you right here and drop you right here. Guys, that was amazing. Happy Friday. Don't you feel good? Don't you feel like looking at your money and looking at some stock? Guys, that bubble stock. I'm telling you, we were in there talking about dating. And I was like, that reminded me, guys, we got to get on this stock. So definitely. as Dr. Nicole Garner Scott said, if you don't have a circle of friends where you're not talking about money in 2021, you better look at your circle, and it better be an easy, comfortable conversation also. This has been episode 11 of A Black Girl Boss Chat with Dr. Nicole Garner Scott, PR guru and expert, the great pivot, the great partnership, and a great new friend in Shari. And she's going to be coming back also because, as usual, an hour is not enough time to talk to you fabulous people, but an hour is all we need to get the job done. So I will see you guys in April with a brand new lineup. Give me the feedback. How do you feel about having 2 to 3 speakers? I thought it worked out really well. It gave us way more point of view. The conversation flowed. I love StreamYard. It's all back here. It all looked great. A couple of technical difficulties, but that's to be had. Thanks for hanging in there with me. It's your girl, Jules. I'm super excited about April with a fresh new lineup of amazing Black entrepreneur speakers and bosses in A Black Girl Boss Chat. Tune in, follow us at Champagne and Melanin on Instagram, and I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to get your 10% discount until March 31st. And until then, happy Friday and enjoy the weekend. Love you guys. Bye.